Morning. Morning, Dr. Tami. How are you?
Good morning, Graham. I'm doing
Fantastic.
well.
Oh, wonderful. This is fantastic to be on the call with you. Thank you for joining me.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hmm,
You met one of my friends, Spencer.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
he's a great guy. Yeah, I enjoyed
Oh, he's
talking
wonderful.
to
We
him.
we work we're in that challenge using prop AI,
Okay.
so we're on a team together,
That's wonderful.
and we both live in Idaho.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah, he's a
Yeah.
super nice guy.
Yeah, you can be face to face when you live close like that. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you get a chance to watch my short little video?
Oh, yes. Oh,
Ah,
yes.
that's
I
good.
think that's brilliant, Graham. In fact,
Thank you.
Spencer and I were talking about it because we are in that beta testing,
Okay.
and we need to make a landing page. And he's like, "Did you see Graham's video? I think I want to put a video on my landing page." And I was like, "That is brilliant."
Yeah, it saves a lot of time, so we can concentrate on you and your story and how you came into real estate, what you're looking for, and how I can help you. So, yeah, tell us all about it. Mm.
Well, I retired last year in February from the Idaho Department of Correction. I
Oh,
worked 27 years at a women's prison.
oh, wow.
So,
Okay. You saw a bit of trouble then, yeah, from time.
yeah, the stories I could tell,
Yeah.
um, yeah, people wouldn't probably even believe half of them. Um, but I was the assistant to the warden,
Yeah.
5 different wardens in that tenure.
Wow.
Yeah,
Not an
it
easy job, huh? Oof.
it is not.
No.
It is not a job, and it takes a certain skill set,
Mm,
and not everybody is equipped with that.
right.
Um, the warden now is lovely. I just love her. She's just a sweetheart. She actually was our clinical psychologist there.
Okay.
And as most women that typically that are in prison have had trauma,
Mm,
um, she just lent that expertise
yes.
to it.
Wonderful.
And so, yeah, she was fantastic. She is fantastic. We still keep track of each other and have lunch and stuff like that.
Mm,
Um, so I'm not one that could sit idly.
mm.
It's just my kids are like, "Mom, you have ADD," um, and they're probably right.
Yeah.
Um, so I knew that I wanted to do something more substantial with my 401k and 457 than have it just sit there getting at 0.05%.
Yeah. Yeah.
you know and so I had heard a lot of talk about real estate. My husband's family was in real estate. My husband at the time was a mortgage refinancer, and but I knew that I didn't want to just jump into it and try to figure it out myself.
Mm,
I'm in another group called mastermind.com, which is a online learning platform.
okay.
It's like, and it's created by Tony Robbins and Dean Graziosi.
Okay. Yeah. They've got the name
Yeah,
and branding.
yeah. So you should look it up. It's fantastic because, um, so I got my doctorate. I graduated in 2020 with a doctorate in business,
Mm,
um, focusing mainly on education or management education. And it was 7 years of hell. it
oh,
was
oh dear.
it was the hardest thing I've ever done.
Mm,
Um, I was working full time. I
mm.
have 5 kids.
Oh,
I
wow.
have 9 grandkids.
Okay.
And
Wow,
anyway,
you're a busy
so
lady. Very busy lady.
yeah, very active in my church, and so it was a lot.
Mm,
And there just was a lot of things that could have been made easier. And so I was talking to my mentor towards the end of my doctorate, and I said, Dr. Mack, it would really be nice if there was like a class that prepares people for their PhD.
mm.
And she goes, yeah, you're right. So I did. I created a course for moms, or
Oh,
yeah, it's specifically for women, moms that
okay,
are
good.
pursuing their PhD.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah. Um, so I found on Mastermind, Pace actually has a course that's free
Hmm.
on building a community.
Okay. Very
You
nice.
should watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch
Yeah.
it. Yeah. No brainer.
And it was so good, Graham, that I just thought, man, that is somebody I can get behind, you
Hmm.
know. But I did check out Grant Cardone and Cody Sperber and Jerry Norton, and and I think Jerry is wonderful. I think Cody's a really good person. Grant is a little too intense for me.
Yeah.
I was like,
Understand.
oh, buddy, you need to quit drinking so much coffee. Um, but that's what marketing is all about.
Hmm.
You attract the people that speak to you, and you detract those that don't. And so I was planning on joining sub 2. God had a different plan, and shoot, one of these days I'm going to be saying, my son died in April.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Wow.
One of these times, Grandma, I'll be able to say that without crying,
Right. You,
which is the hardest thing in the world.
yes. I've
You
lost
know,
a son as well. I've lost a son, so I understand. Yeah, it's very, very painful. You don't get over it. No. It's part of you. I'm so
yeah.
sorry. Yeah.
And he didn't have any life insurance.
Mm.
So a majority of that money was used to pay for his funeral.
Oh.
But I had enough money to join Gator.
Mm.
So I thought, well, that's a good way, to dip my toe into real estate,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm.
And I feel pretty glad that I did, because, as you hear that term, it's like drinking from a fire hose. Well,
Yes. That's true.
it really is.
Yeah.
There's
So
just so
much.
much to learn. So I've gone through all the training, and then I've started going back through it again, since now he's, redone a lot of it. And it's so much better now that he's redone it, I
Yeah.
think.
Yes.
And so I've been doing that. But at some point you just got to do the thing.
Mm. Take
And
action. Yeah,
yeah,
that's where the money's at.
well, yeah, and obviously I love learning,
Mm.
but I think it's Tony Robbins. He says, people say knowledge is power, and he says that's wrong. It's the application of knowledge.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah. And I thought, yeah, that's exactly right. Um, so being a Christian, I was like praying about, okay, Lord, this is what I'm going to do. Is
Mm.
this right? Is this what I should be doing? And I went to our local RIA meeting and introduced myself and what I had to offer, type of a thing. And it was probably like a month later that I got a phone call from somebody that knew somebody that was at that meeting,
Mm.
a friend of mine too, named Alex. And he said, so Alex was telling me that you have funding available. And that's back when we had that AlphaGator.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm in a pickle. He said, I need $60,000. We close in 2 weeks. My lender had a medical emergency.
Oh.
Yeah. And isn't able to fund. And I said, well, and so during that time of learning, I also was networking like crazy.
Right.
And so I just started calling all the people that I knew, that private money lenders and stuff. And it was funny. So I'm on the phone, and then my husband gets a call, and he's like, babe, have you got that gap funding yet? And I said, no, not yet. And so then he gets back on the phone, and then he comes back to me. He goes, I've got it. And I'm like,
All
what do you
right.
mean? I said, what do you mean you've got it? Well, because my husband was a mortgage refinancer, he knew agents. And so there's a unicorn agent around here who also is a PML.
All right.
And
Cool.
and so within 3 days we had it all tied up.
Hmm.
And so it was kind of
Perfect.
like
Yeah.
proof of concept,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
It's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Yeah. So that was the first one, and so I've done 3 others
Hmm.
besides that. So,
Well,
yeah.
congratulations. Wonderful story, as well, and diligence and application. So
Yes.
congratulations. And I recently, you probably see, I don't know whether Spencer mentioned, but I've recently niched down now in the large multifamily space. And so I was telling Spencer this, but I'm recreating my YouTube channel around that to create community. So I'm definitely going to take you up on your recommendation there, or pace developing community.
Hmm.
He's a genius when it comes to creating community. I've not seen any better example than
Yeah.
Pace when it comes to that. And he's still growing like crazy, so it's amazing. He's got the depth. It's not
Uh-huh.
just the. I'm sorry. Hang on a minute.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's got the depth, and so, and he encourages us, in the community to become leaders, go-givers,
Yep.
be leaders and give. So
Hmm.
that's. I finally listened. I'm a bit of an introvert, so I'm forcing myself to do this networking and all this YouTube thing and social thing, because I know I must. It's an essential ingredient to being successful in real estate because it is a team sport, and especially so in large multifamilies. And I like that too. I've been walking with the Lord for over 50 years myself, so I'm delighted that you know the Lord and seeking His will. That's wonderful. So,
Absolutely.
it's for me. It's all about creating that legacy. I love mission. I love foreign
Yep.
mission particularly.
Yep.
So that's my main driving force right now.
Yeah.
I've, I've
Yeah.
written
My
a
husband.
couple. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, no, go ahead.
Uh, I
What?
I just was saying that my husband and I would like to go on a mission as well, and also, like you said, leave a legacy for like my kids and my grandkids. I
Yes.
mean, in our day, Graham, really, I mean, and it's still now, but definitely in our day, we were not raised to be entrepreneurial thinking at
Mm,
all. We
right.
were raised to be workers,
Mm,
and which is fine because we do need that.
yes.
But it was interesting, the son that passed away, Jacob, um, when he was 10,
Mm,
he was like, Mom, I just don't think God put us on this earth to work from 9 to 5. I
right.
think there's more to life than that.
That's
Well, at
right.
the time,
Yeah.
here my husband and I were killing ourselves to support 5 kids.
Mm,
And to us, it sounded like he was critical,
mm,
being critical of us. And it wasn't until, oh, it's probably been 7 years now that my husband and I both started to dip our toe into entrepreneurial type things.
mm,
And I was like, Jake, I get it. I
mm.
get it now. But I said, how your dad and I were raised did not lend to that type of thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It
I just
helps you
thought,
reach your potential, doesn't it? And explore your true self. Where you're being an entrepreneur, it
mhm,
helps you grow where you wouldn't have grown otherwise working for somebody else.
absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, and there was value. I mean, I learned many things, working for my W-2 and stuff. I learned a lot. Um, but the creativity, the ability to set your own course.
Yes, that's right. And to change direction when you see
Uh-huh. Yeah.
everything. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was just going to say, I'm writing a couple of books as well to support that, demystify
Yeah.
commercial real estate investing, and also
Did it come out yet? Is it like on Amazon?
it will be. I'm launching it on
Oh,
September the 23rd. If you like, I can send you an advance copy. I'd love your feedback if you are willing.
oh, I would love that, Graham.
Okay, I'll do that. And in exchange, of course, for a review, because we're all looking for reviews, so
Uh,
that
yeah.
will be very useful and help.
Okay.
I'll
Yes.
send you that after this call. And then if you want to book another call with me, I'd be more than delighted to connect with you. Maybe you, me, and Spencer, and a few others. We can get together, and from time to time and see what we can do to help each other.
Yeah. In
Uh,
fact, I'm not sure where you are at as far as the PML. I have a partner in Boise who does a massive amounts of wholesaling deals, and he's actually got a fix and flip that he needs 80 grand for 90 days with 50% ROI.
okay.
And
Very
I've
generous.
got 30
Yeah.
so far,
Okay.
but I need another 50. I don't know where you are, if you've already, liquidated all of your cash, but if you're interested in that at all, I can set up a Zoom meeting so
Hmm.
that you can meet my partner. His name is Frankie. Just awesome person. I actually met him at a meetup. So I live in Idaho, in a little town called Pocatello, where there's about 65,000. And I went to a meetup in Boise because at the time there was no meetups here.
Right.
I started doing those. So Rex Sheppy, is the regional leader here in Idaho.
Okay.
So I went to that meetup, and that's where I met Frankie.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's a mover and a shaker.
That
He's
sounds
like
good.
closing 3 and 4 deals a week.
Oh,
He
that's
is
really cool.
something else.
Well,
Oh
I'll tell you
yeah.
what then, because I always do my homework before I Zoom like that. If you want to send it to my email, that request,
Okay.
𝐕𝐢𝐝𝐤𝐝𝐻d at Gmail. And then, of course, I want to invite you to my YouTube channel as well.
Yes.
You do that. And I think I've got Spencer's interview on there actually, if you wanted to watch it.
Okay.
Yeah,
He's such a sweetheart.
he
I
is.
actually met his dad and brother. We just had a meetup on Saturday in Idaho Falls with we had it at that home of John Andrus and his wife. If
Hmm.
you want to connect with, they're lovely people. Oh,
Okay,
they're just
fantastic. Yeah.
really good. His wife is learning as in the TC program.
Oh, nice. Okay, good. Yeah. So that
Yeah, and
would be good.
so that will help him out. And yeah, he's the one that's providing the 30,000.
Okay.
And well, I'm going to set up a Zoom. I just think that they need to all talk. I just think that's so important.
It is. It is. And so, yeah. So if I get the details ahead of time, and then I can
Yeah,
ask questions on the Zoom,
yeah,
rather than be surprised by anything,
yes, exactly.
that would be
I think that
perfect.
is just smart.
All right, very good. So I'll send this email to you as well.
Okay.
Let's see. There we go. I've got your email as mtvistainvestments@gmail.
Correct.
Okay, fantastic. I was just looking that up, make sure I got the right one. I know people have dozens of emails. I do, I got yeah,
Yeah, I
too
have a few.
many. Yeah. So do you have any other questions for me?
No, I just really appreciate like your example because um I think everybody our biggest problems with getting things done is right here.
Mm, it is. You're right. It's all between the ears. It's exactly.
It is
Yeah. Yeah. It's
uh
amazing.
mindset. And even though, working in a prison, I can talk to anybody.
Mm,
And one thing is, my BS meter is pretty high. So
yeah.
I
Hey,
can,
under that's good. Yeah. I guess one of the biggest challenges, and I think you've conquered this from our short interaction, is keeping your heart soft because you see all the harsher stuff of life. It must be very hard to protect your heart, you know?
Well, at first I was very judgmental, and
Mm,
I'll own that. And then I, was active in my church, and I thought, it's not my job to judge.
mm,
Um, they've already been judged,
right.
and my job is to make them better people when they get out.
Mm,
And so I changed my course. In fact, so I was over a group of young women that are 12 to 18. And so I had them paint river rock
mm,
and to put on it, write something that they wanted to work on. I
mm,
said, perfection doesn't happen overnight, and it will never happen in this lifetime,
right.
but we can take steps, you
Mm,
know? And so I put on mine, don't judge. And I kept it in my office.
mm,
And I was privy to documents, about their life.
mm,
And so many times, Graham, I was like, oh my gosh, sweetheart, you were doomed at birth,
mm. Wow.
you know?
Breaks your heart, yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, horrifying in a
Yeah.
lot of ways.
Mm,
And so it gave me more empathy, more compassion, at the same time of holding them responsible,
yeah.
But I'll never forget this one interaction. I'll keep it short, but I did all the hiring. We had admin janitors, and the inmates would be the janitors and stuff. And I was hiring, and this one woman, she had been in trouble a lot, but then she got where she wasn't. And so I decided to give her a chance, and I interviewed her, and I said, I noticed, Miss Oliveras, that you're not in the mix anymore, that you're not causing drama. You seem to be doing better. Can I ask you what's made the difference?
Mm,
What are you doing differently? And she goes, well, it's going to sound cliche. She said, but I found God. And I
mm,
said, okay, what does that look like to you? Because that is very cliche,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And she goes, and this touches me every time. She says, once I knew who I was, it's
Mm,
made all the difference.
wow. Wow.
Isn't that, oh,
Yeah, that
my
was
heart,
profound. Yeah. That's
my
wonderful.
heart,
Yeah.
and she did really well.
Mm.
And I hope she, when she got out, that's the thing is like, okay, you found him here, please take him with you when you get
Yes,
out.
that's right. Because some of them don't, do they?
They
Unfortunately.
don't,
Yeah.
they don't. It's this revolving door.
Yeah.
And that's what,
Oh,
it is
yeah.
hard to see that.
Well, I praise God that you in that have that influence over those young people, put them on the right path, and
Well,
that's wonderful.
and it's fun. You know that you've made an impact when you see them, and
Mm,
I know it's them because they'll go, Miss Romriell, because they didn't call you by your first name, so
yeah.
I know it's where it's from, and they love to tell me how good they're doing.
Mm. They're proud.
So
They want to make you
yeah,
proud. That's wonderful. That's very.
I said and I would do all the hiring, and I said because some of the officers, they get badge heavy,
Mm,
and I'm like, you don't need to be a jerk.
mm,
You uphold the standards, but you don't have to be an ass about it. And I said, these people are going to get out. They're going to be working in your community. They
mm.
might be working at McDonald's when you go there. Do you want them to spit in your food? you know, which is the thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Wow.
anyway.
Well, thank you for this time, Dr. Tami. I've really appreciated it, and I pray God's blessing on you. And
Oh, thank you so much. And to you too, Graham. I
yeah,
hope that your book does really well.
thank you. I appreciate that. I'll send you a copy. I'm gonna send that right away, so don't forget. And don't hesitate to book another call with me if you feel so
Yes.
inclined. And we'll keep in touch. All right. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Take
Bye.
care.